Three, two, one. Well, happy end of July. It is July 30. Yes, it is. It is Saturday, July 31st, the last day of July, and I am Daniel Ray, and I'm about to share with you what I did this month. Your coffee. You know, I get a lot of comments on Twitter that says there's no evidence for God's existence. You need a standard in order to have that kind of statement. What's the standard by which you judge the evidence for God's existence? What's the standard for skeptics? Work at Watchman this month. A lot of podcasts and videos to tell you about. First, my conversation with Dr. Louis Markos about myth made fact, how the Greco-Roman myths of antiquity give us some hints and suggestions about the gospel. Like, how can we find gospel truth in these ancient Greco-Roman myths about Zeus and all of this? And so we talk about that. The two-part episode is out now on Good Heavens and Apologetics Profile. Check it out, part 1 and part 2 with Dr. Markos, Myth Made Fact, out now for your dancing and listening pleasure. Also, I had the wonderful privilege of interviewing Dr. Hugh Ross of Reasons to Believe. Now, Dr. Ross is an astrophysicist with Reasons to Believe, but he has this video, and we talked about it, and he's written extensively about Genesis. We talked about the old Earth version of the flood, the old Earth creationist version of the flood. As you'll remember, last month we talked about Dr. Tim Clarey. We interviewed Dr. Tim Clarey from Institute for Creation Research. Dr. Tim Clarey gave us a young Earth perspective on the flood. Tim believes the flood was global. Dr. Ross believes there was a flood, but not quite global. And so Dr. Ross believes in an old Earth. The Earth was 4.5 billion years old. And Dr. Clarey believes that the Earth is 6,000 to 10,000 years old. And so we have both of those conversations available now. And so now we go from the Earth to the heavens. I just interviewed physicist James Sinclair. He was an integral part of this 2014 debate between William Lane Craig, who is a Christian philosopher, and Dr. Sean Carroll, who is an atheist and a cosmologist. And they had a debate in New Orleans in 2014 about God and cosmology. What best explains the modern findings of modern cosmology? What best explains the findings of modern cosmology? Is it a purely naturalistic worldview where God doesn't exist? Or does God's existence basically best explain the design that we see in the universe? So this is the book that is sort of a transcript of that debate, but James was helpful in helping Bill Craig put this debate together, and James participated in the debate. So James and I had a lovely conversation talking about this debate, and it's fascinating. We talk about science fiction and movies and all this other stuff. It's a wonderful conversation in two parts that's going to come out on Good Heavens here in the next couple of weeks. So check those out as well. God and cosmology. And just yesterday, I talked to Nick Liguori, who was the author of this book, Echoes of Ararat. And Nick has compiled flood stories from as far north as Canada all the way down into the tip of South America, all the tribes and cultures and First Nation peoples. He has collected a wide range of information from tribal elders, from audio recordings, from archives, from original sources, talking about these native peoples who have the flood legend that is very similar to what we read in Genesis 6 through 9 in the Bible. They have very similar aspects to the flood stories in these native tongues. It's amazing. We talk about the Hualapai in the Grand Canyon. We talk about all other kinds of people that range all up and down from Canada to South America, through Central America and Mexico, the Tarahumara. It's a wonderful romp. What is that? Romp? It's not a romp, Dan. A great interview coming out on Good Heavens soon. Check that out. Nick Liguori, Echoes of Ararat. I think that's it. No, that's not it. Flood Stories, God and Cosmology. We had our book club in July. Dr. David Beck, Emeritus Professor of Philosophy at Liberty University. We talked about Does God Exist? We talked about his book. That video is out now and available for you to watch. Also coming up in August for our book club, we have a special guest, Dr. Lawrence Krauss, who is an atheist and a cosmologist, talking about his 2012 book, A Universe from Nothing. Dr. Krauss has been significantly criticized for this book and his premise that our universe came out of nothing, or what he calls a quantum vacuum. So Dr. Krauss will be joining us live at the Atheist and Christian Book Club discussion this month, Thursday, first Thursday in August, which I believe is the 5th, coming up very soon as I'm recording this. So you can join us live. Information will be in the description below as to how you can join us live and ask your questions of Dr. Krauss. So join us for that. Speaking of the book club, we have the wonderful opportunity to have scheduled Dr. Bart Ehrman, who is a world scholar on the New Testament. Dr. Ehrman is an agnostic atheist and doesn't believe that we can trust the New Testament documents as much as we think we can. And so we're going to have Dr. Ehrman on and discuss those points. Is Jesus historical, and why can't we trust the New Testament to the extent that we think we can? And so Dr. Ehrman will be joining us, but he does charge a fee. And normally all of our book club guests do this as a courtesy for free, but Dr. Ehrman's fees, all of his fees go to charities, and so we don't mind helping promote that, but we do need help in raising some funds to get Dr. Ehrman on the book club. And we have a website at watchman.org, watchman.org/donations. You can go to that page, watchman.org/donations, scroll down a little bit, and you'll see this, the Atheist and Christian Book Club donation spot, and you can make an online monetary donation toward helping us pay Dr. Ehrman's guest appearance fees. So if you can do that, great. And as you all know, my salary at Watchman is 100% donor supported, and here are a multitude of different ways in which you can support me. Summers are always very difficult. This is my second summer with Watchman, and they are kind of lean when it comes to donations, so if you can help, any amount is fantastic, and any way you can do that. You can do it by a check, you can do it online through PayPal or Venmo, and you can do it at the Watchman website at watchman.org/Daniel. So that is my July 2021 update. Thank you for all your support and prayers so far, and please continue to pray and support what I'm doing, because I believe that what I'm doing is kind of like, it's not kind of like, it's an act of worship. This is what I feel like I'm created to do. God has enabled me to do these things, and I'm so grateful that I have the privilege of reading books and interviewing the authors and making videos. It all just fits together to the gifts and the abilities and the skills that God has given me, and I'm really enjoying it. So 1 Corinthians 10:31, all to the glory of God. That's why I'm doing these things. So continue to pray to that end, that God's glory and will be done in all the work that He has given me to do here at Watchman. So thank you again, and enjoy the rest of your summer, and be safe.